Hello and welcome back to the Friday Fixture. It's episode number 20.
Yes.
Would you believe it?
We've made it to 20 now.
Isn't that such... I'm so proud of that achievement.
It's nice. I think we should be proud of ourselves, given how busy we've been over the last couple of weeks, because we're obviously doing this uni course. Open secret, obviously, everyone listening knows we're doing a uni course. But I think it's impressive. I think we've done really well to get through 20.
20 sessions of ramblings that hopefully some people have consistently tuned into. Yeah. We're here on the most sweltering day of the year so far. Thankfully, the booth has got air conditioning.
Yeah, that is true.
I will take that.
Helped.
I'll take that very much. How are you doing?
Good, mate. Apart from the heat, like you said, I'm really good. Just kind of powering through. Enjoying a lot of football whilst we've been off uni, so that's been good.
Yeah.
So yeah, good. How about you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Tried to just rest, but I think what my brain has got into is this sense of we do so much work in the week that when I'm resting now, my brain's always like, okay, I'm thinking about the next thing I want to do, the next, like, I'm fidgety, I'm like restless. Yeah. So yeah, it's been tricky, but working on it. And I think the sunshine will help, because now I just want to lay in a field, you know.
I was going to say, this is a good therapy session, just talking about football, hopefully.
It genuinely really is. And let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about a certain team whose quadruple shout has suddenly disappeared. Yeah. It's a shame he's not here to defend himself, but Mr. Oliver Ortega, I remember earlier in the season. Maybe we'll insert just a clip of it just right now, him saying this, and that's him saying that that Arsenal are on for a quad. Well, where's that quad now, mate? Where's it gone? Because honestly, that was a dismal performance, and that was 2 dismal performances in a row. And yeah, I have to say, like, they kind of had it coming, like. Yep. That's exactly what happens when you get a bit too big for your boots and not realise that it's about achieving things before running your mouth. And I feel like that's what Arsenal have been really good at for many seasons. Yeah,
you could argue that. I mean, I think we firstly have to give some credit to Southampton. I thought they had a great game. I thought they were good at pressing Arsenal. I thought Odegaard was particularly weak at kind of like countering that press from Southampton. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of a yin and yang situation. I think if the lineup had been slightly different from Arsenal, maybe it would have been a different result. But obviously, like we'll get onto, they obviously had the Tuesday game against Sporting Lisbon away. So there was an element of like, if I just look at the lineup, like you know, a lot of those players you could argue probably wouldn't be starting for the main Arsenal team. So was the result notable? No, obviously not, because it's Arsenal and they do have a strong squad, but there's reasons for this result as well, Naz, I would say, in terms of not just like bottling it.
Yeah, but do you think then that Arteta maybe disrespected Southampton, who were also on this, 14-game winning streak?
Yeah, well, now 16, isn't it?
It's massive, yeah.
After last night's results. So yeah, maybe, I don't know. I was having a look at their lineup. Yeah, they had Ariza Bagalo in goal, White, Mascara, Gabriel, I won't name all of them, but like a few players that like wouldn't normally play. Norgard, for example, obviously a solid Brentford player, but is he going to play for Arsenal? Probably not. He's a bench player, isn't he? Dalman, arguable at the moment, because obviously he's been really good when he has come on. But yeah, I think I don't think it's an element of disrespect, because that Arsenal team should probably still beat Southampton, you could argue.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you say, Southampton on a great run, so yeah, fair. Kudos to them, and kudos to Adam, obviously, when he's come on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the scenes there were great as well, like really nice to see, and that's the magic of the cup. Will always live on, no matter what.
The magic of the cup, obviously, I was going to mention as well, the 1976 kit that they're wearing, the commemorative kit from when they won. I think they won the FA Cup in 1976. They're wearing that really nice yellow kind of classic kit, which was nice to see. So yeah, I'm pleased for them. I'm pleased for Adam. So
I don't know if aesthetically I love the kit, but it's nice. The thought behind it is lovely. Yes, exactly. But yeah, you know, yellow on a kit. I'm not sure I've seen many yellow kits where I've been like, yeah, that's a great one.
Well, I was trying to think, who has a nice yellow kit that's there. I don't think that.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Like I said, I like the history of it. Chelsea had a horrible yellow kit a few years ago, and it did look really bad.
Was it yellow?
2014-15 season when we won the league, and it had like lots of horrible blue stripes in it as well. It didn't really work. But
and Liverpool did the same. It was with Adidas, I imagine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We did the same thing as well for a season.
Probably the same.
It would have been the design. Exactly. Yeah. I was not a fan of that either. I distinctly remember like playing against Charlton in that kit or something like that. Anyway,
so it's worse when your team loses in a bad kit, because I feel like it's more memorable in a way. I don't know why. It's kind of like, it just makes it worse.
Yeah.
Like Liverpool and Chelsea have had some stinking like third kits, and I always have these memories of like when your side losing that kit, it's really depressing. I don't know why, it just makes it worse.
It lets you like tie a kit to an era of when you were like either really good or really bad.
Yeah.
And I think about it, Liverpool, we used to get sponsored by Warrior.
Okay.
And our like era of being sponsored by Warrior was when we were absolutely shocking.
Well, you say that. Was that the season around that time when you had Brendan Rodgers as your manager?
It was Roy Hodgson.
Okay, but I'm sure there was a crossover.
It would have been, yeah.
Because I remember Brendan Rodgers switching the colour of your nets to red. Do you remember this? Because he was like, it was like historically what Liverpool used to do, and all these weird things that didn't really work for him. But it was quite fun at the time.
Shame it never worked out with Brendan, eh? Only when I got Jurgen Klopp after.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Rough with this move.
That's Arsenal out. Arsenal quad dreams over. I guess you could say. I feel like most of the fan reaction I saw was people rejoicing in this.
Yeah, including yourself on our group chat, on our Friday Fixture chat. Myself included.
That might have been the case.
Can we just point out as well, that group chat that day, which normally, I mean, it's not always that busy, but normally on a match day gets a little bit vocal sometimes. No one from Arsenal piped up. They all went quiet. Did you notice this?
Deadly silent. Where are you guys? Where are you now? Pipe up. Come on. I'm sure they'll come back. They'll come onto the Friday Fixture and come and tell us exactly how they feel. And probably they'll come and tell us after they've won the Premier League and Champions League. So let's not get too excited.
Oh
dear. So we had Arsenal losing. We also had, of course, Liverpool.
I was going to say, thumped. I'm surprised. I was slightly nervous that you weren't going to mention this game.
No. Of course I will. I mean, this is the end of this season has kind of just become like a sort of a mini banter era for us. Like, it's actually kind of fun to go into games expecting the absolute worst because it can only be up from here.
Yeah.
So it's quite nice. I don't think that there's much left for us this season. That was a shocking performance against
I think it was
City.
more like the defence. I was going to ask you now, like what you thought, because I feel like the attacking lineup looks fairly solid. You've got some, obviously, we'll talk about Salah later. I thought defensively just looked really shaky. Would you agree with that? Or was it just kind of one of those games?
I think it's just the main difference that why we've struggled with defence this season. Even though Trent wasn't great defensively, him not being there has confused sort of the consistency and the balance in that back area.
Mate, I'm so sorry. I didn't press record on the video.
No, don't worry, that's okay. We've got this recorded, so we'll pick up the video.
We'll explain.
Yeah.
Sorry,
don't worry,
I've done that before.
That's okay.
I'm glad I didn't go through the whole thing just switching
that would
for no reason. That would have been worse.
Then you would have been pissed off. Yeah, it's okay.
Sorry about that.
We've just started.
We'll explain that. We'll just put a picture of our face. We can just put the thing and then make a joke out of it.
You can have that selfie.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Okay, sorry about that. It is now recording. Sorry. Carry on.
We're now. You can now see us. Little.
I did not press record. Sorry about that, guys.
That's okay. Not to worry. I mean, I'm sure the viewers were itching in anticipation.
They're disappointed now not to see
honestly.
our faces.
We're talking about Man City, Liverpool, and I think that that defense it's shaky now because it's always been very consistent with Robertson and Trent as your fullbacks, and everybody kind of understood what to do. Now, because it's been like all these rotations, Szoboszlai coming in at right back half the time, Joe Gomez there half the time injured, Frimpong being there, but then not when he's had to replace Salah. It's a big mess, and nobody really kind of gets how to be solid anymore. That combined with the fact that Konate half the games is like asleep, and Van Dijk.
Is that because he's just not interested? I feel like there's been a lot of narrative about him getting approached by Real Madrid, whether that's true or not, whether it's an agent's play, I don't know, but it does seem a bit weird the way he's kind of performed, because he was at such a high level last season, I feel like, for Liverpool, and he has really tailed off, hasn't he?
Well, this is the thing. When he goes to play for France, he suddenly decides to turn it on, and I think this is to do with. I think it's to do with Kylian Mbappe. I think he wants to. I do think he sees Real Madrid as an option, Konate. So I definitely think there's one eye on that. That being said, there are games when he'll turn up and he'll absolutely boss it. And the thing is, if you want to move, you do have to impress. Like earlier this season, there were a lot of rumours about how the move was off because he'd been so bad. So then he'll suddenly decide to turn up. But then Van Dijk has struggled this season. The thing is, it's a shame because he still is one of the best defenders in the Premier League.
Yeah.
but he's had to do so much covering for Kirkes, who's now getting used to this new role as a left back, where he's actually going to have to defend a bit more.
Yep.
You know, like I think Van Dijk has to do so much work now, and he's getting older, losing a bit of his, you know, sort of his pace and his power. It just makes a mess in the defence. I would like something refreshing next season. We had that guy Leone who came in and tore his ACL in like 2 weeks. Not great. But some defensive reinforcements next season is exactly what we need.
Sometimes I feel like, just quickly on Van Dijk, like obviously in this game against Man City, just like I feel like he's got this aura about him where he thinks that like him just standing still is defending almost. Like there is a bit of, I don't know if it's overinflated ego or something, but or whether a lack of pace or something. There's a strange aura about him. I don't know how to explain it. And I know I'm oversimplifying it, but there is this weird kind of like, oh, you got past me. Like, you're not supposed to get past me kind of vibe. I don't know. This is strange.
I know exactly where you're coming from. He always has this sense of being like, I'm not fazed by anything. And the thing is, he's kind of been able to get away with that because while he's reacting like that, he's still done any bit of defensive work he needs to. Now, it's really frustrating because there are points where he's just a little bit too slow. He gave away a penalty the other day because like you never really see Van Dijk. I think I saw a stat that was really interesting. In his entire time at Liverpool, he'd given away something like 3 penalties. This season, he's given away 4. He's losing, like, you know, that ability to just be a bit sharper.
Maybe that goes to my point about the pace. You know, you're kind of snatching at legs almost, aren't you? And just giving away the pens and stuff. And maybe a bit like Salah, who was. I've got my special quiz later on Mo Salah for you, Naz. Maybe he's coming towards the end of his kind of era.
I think so. Yeah, it's really hard to watch like these. It's like out of that group of sort of legends that won us the Prem and Champions League with Klopp. Yep. It's Alisson, Van Dijk, and Salah, the only ones left now. Maybe you could put Joe Gomez in there because he's been part of their journey the whole time, but he's not really a consistent player. Yep. But those 3, they're the big 3, and they're all potentially on their way out. So yeah, it's tough to see, but I'm hoping that when change happens, it's change that will still reflect Liverpool being hard-working, and that's where we've gone wrong this season. I think Slot's gone really tactical, got rid of this Klopp mentality monster, pressing energy sort of game that we've always had, and that's brought us success. Slot wants to be like, you know, a bit more of a Guardiola type, you know, playing like attractive, interesting football, and it's just not really working because he doesn't have that figured out. So yeah, it's tough, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see where that goes.
Kudos to Man City, though, just quickly.
They
did play really well.
They were insane. They were really good, and this is why that's what I said in the group chat. Like sometimes you just have to hold your hand up, and I really don't mind losing to a team who are just expressing themselves and playing really well. When it's Arsenal, for example, if we were losing to Arsenal after one of those horrendous games like Sporting last night, which we'll touch on, then I would feel a lot more miffed about it. Yeah. But this is okay. I'll take it. Guardiola's a genius. It's possibly his last season at City. Fair enough. You know,
I think as well, like Haaland having such a good game as well. He scored a hat-trick, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Including a penalty. So yeah, I mean, when he turns it on, regardless of who he's playing against, then it's going to be difficult to beat Man City when Haaland's back on form, and it feels like he's maybe finding that form again that he's lost for, weirdly, most of this season. I feel like he's not really been the same player.
He's quietly just getting along though. He's got a decent, like a fat amount of goals.
I understand that, but I just mean more like he's not like really being fed in the box as much like for a long while. So it's just nice to see them actually feeding him and him scoring and eating, right?
Yeah, I hear that. That's true. No, he is. I think that is that. Like when they maximize their game to get the most out of him. Sometimes they've missed that this season, and I think that's been those games where they've struggled to get the winner. But yeah, very impressive. We have Chelsea and Leeds also through. Chelsea, you would expect to have got that win. Pretty impressive though. Like you know, still got to beat what's in front of you, and 7 is a
well. I was going to ask you. I didn't know how you felt about. Obviously, Enzo was dropped from this game for his comments pre-match about obviously. Having a little bit of a chat, supposedly off the record with Real Madrid or whatever was going on there, and him fancying life in.
Yeah, what's going on with your Chelsea players chatting about moves? It's also who else was it? Was what Cucurella
as well, who
talking about Barcelona.
Didn't get a 2-match ban, whereas Enzo did.
Yeah.
So it's a bit strange. But yeah, I kind of feel like the problem you're going to get when you sign players onto 8-year contracts is there's not really anything for them to be incentivized by, because they're already being paid a lot of money over an 8-year period. I don't know how it works in football, whether you're guaranteed that money. If you just sat at home, I presume there's like performance-related pay. I don't know. I haven't seen their contract. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I just sign this 8-year contract, can I just go to the shops and never turn up? I don't know how it works, but
I think because there are like goalkeepers who never play.
Okay, like Carson.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and they're getting paid their weekly salary, right?
I don't know.
So
I just mean in more like,
even.
If I was to be paid that, I probably would be less motivated in a way. I don't know. I just feel like maybe that is the only the kind of asterisk to this kind of genius system that Chelsea seem to have, where you are going to get players like that who are maybe going to throw their toys out the pram. And then the problem we have is that they're on these massive contracts, so then we're not going to sell them for a reduced fee that we think is matched towards their length of their contract. So the fee is going to be fucking massive to sell them. So it's kind of like we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place at the moment. Like we've got these players.
It's a really risky business strategy.
Really risky. It could be genius because let's say we sell Enzo for 150 million, then obviously financially they're laughing. But then we lose a good player, so it's kind of yin and yang, isn't it?
Yeah, you really have to rely on your players being consistently good and earning a high valuation. Otherwise, it's a lot of money down the drain.
It is a lot of money. But yeah, we did win 7-0. I was quite pleased with that. I was in the pub watching it very casually, which is weird for me because I feel like normally I'd be really invested in a game. But I feel like because it's Port Vale, it's kind of like, not to be disrespectful to Port Vale, but I kind of felt like we were going to win 7-0, which is a kind of horrible thing to say. But I was pleased to just get the results. It's nice to win for a change.
I feel like that's a lot more of it rather than magic of the cup. That's a very typical FA Cup performance, just like big team pummeling the lower team. And there was a really dramatic game between Leeds and West Ham United as well, which was fascinating. I think I was more on the side of wanting to see West Ham go through. But I mean, regardless, both teams, it's nice to have I think a decent you've got the big dogs and then a little bit more range as well, and having Leeds in the final four, which I'm sure they'll be very excited about too. That's your FA Cup roundup.
Also, just a very quick shout out because didn't West Ham debut that goalkeeper? Was it Hendrick who went in goal right at the end? Herrick, sorry, Finlay Herrick, who made some saves in the penalty shootout, but sadly for West Ham wasn't to be because obviously Leeds did win 4-2. But I just thought I'd give him a shout out.
Shout out Finlay. I'm sure there's more coming in Finley's future. Any thoughts about who might go on to the final / win?
Well, it's a frustrating one, isn't it? There's always these conspiracies about the big teams getting the good draws in the pot. But I mean, I was watching the draw, and it's literally like Joe Cole and Jermaine Beckford, I think, during the draw outside whilst they were watching the West Ham Leeds game. So obviously there's not a conspiracy. They're not like fixing it so that my point was trying to get at there's a lot of fans on Twitter saying Man City always get an easy draw in the FA Cup and then always get to the final. I think actually the fact that they're playing Southampton in the semi-final gives maybe Saints a bit of a, not an advantage, but they've literally got nothing to lose. I presume they'll fill out their their half of the stadium at Wembley. So yeah, I could see them maybe weirdly sneaking and Man City having a bad day.
Yeah,
because they can do that, right?
Man City can have a bad day, and Southampton are they're on top of the world right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And we'll talk about them beating Wrexham as well. They're pushing for the play. They're in the playoffs now at the moment. They're pushing for that promotion. So they're in a really, really good, this is as good a vein of form that you can get, really. And this is the exact time of the season that you want that too. So they are dangerous. I would not be feeling comfortable if I was Man City. That is a team that really could damage you and knock you out. I
mean, from a neutral point of view, obviously it'd be fun to see, maybe not from Chelsea's point of view, obviously, but Leeds versus Southampton in the final, just to have, new teams playing would be really fun. I can sort of see a world where, Leeds probably rest a lot of players because they're still, I was having a look at the table, they're still in and around the relegation zone. I think they're 3 points off. So, that can switch in one match game week and then you're in trouble again. So, it'd be interesting. I might have a look at their fixtures whilst we're chatting, but it'd be interesting to see, whether they'll rest a few players. They've got Man United on the 13th. They've got Wolves at home, Bournemouth away, Chelsea obviously in the FA Cup. And I was trying to look at the game after. Okay, so they've got Burnley the game after on the Friday.
Whoa.
So there's a bit of time, in fairness. So there's a bit of time to rest. So I was trying to think there is actually a whole week's just under a week's rest. So presumably they'll go full strength against Chelsea. But you know what I mean? Like maybe there'll be a world where they'll just like rest a few and just kind of consolidate Premier League football, whatever.
Realistically, I think Chelsea will get the better of Leeds.
Yeah, logically that would make sense.
That feels more like that Chelsea Port Vale, but just like a step up. But I still think Chelsea's probably a bit too good.
Chelsea have a bit. They're one of the burger teams. Chelsea though is Leeds United. Okay. So this season we were winning 2-0 at home and they drew 2-2 and probably could have gone on to win the game, and they battered us at Ellen Road. So they know how to play against Chelsea. So if I was a betting man, not promoting betting, but I think they could sneak it.
So it's really all out in the open. We have no idea who could be in this final.
Yeah,
and that's
a good thing.
That's a great thing.
Good for this podcast.
That. Absolutely. And I think that's what really makes the FA Cup special. And that's what it should be every year. It should be like we have no idea where this is going. It's been kind of like that throughout the tournaments as well. We'll move on to Champions League because Champions League has the same kind of thing going on. I'm really not sure who I'm looking at as the outriding favourite for the Champions League at the moment. I'd probably, if I had to give you a name, give you Bayern Munich. Now they were very impressive against Real Madrid last night. That was sublime. From that front three, especially.
I've got an acronym for them now.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it'll stick. COD. I think Kane, Elise, and Diaz. It sounds catchy, mate. It's not quite MSN. But, obviously Barcelona, but do you think that'll stick? COD and chips? No?
I'm trying to think what the initials we've got. So we've got HK, MO, and LD.
No, it has to be the surnames, right? Is that not the rule?
Yeah, but
have I got that wrong?
No. But I think sometimes like they do take like the players' first names or whatever, like to mix it up a little bit. But with MOLD, you've got mold. So it's not going great so far. Let's go with COD.
Okay.
See if we can make
that
Sounds
quite
thing.
neutral. I just thought it was a bit of fun.
Yeah.
It was kind of sad that I was sat watching it last night thinking, what's the acronym for these players? Like, what could I think of? That was the best I could.
There's so much like there's genuinely like brand value in coming up with a good name for it as well.
Well, because obviously you had Messi, Suarez, Neymar, which is probably the best, and obviously the company MSN would have absolutely loved that at the time. But yeah, obviously they're not to be anymore in terms of playing together. But I thought those three up front for Bayern, especially I thought Elise on that left-hand side up against Carreras. Is that his name? I think it's Carreras. Had a torrid evening against Elise, and he was just able to do the classic Iron Robin, just like cutting in, shooting, and then going on the outside and then crossing in. And I love watching Elise. I think he's a big miss for the Premier
exactly
League,
what a winger should be.
Yeah.
And you're right. That's exactly what the Premier League is missing as well. Like players who will take someone on. He loves taking on a man because he knows he can do it. Very good at it. Luis Diaz, exactly the same thing on the other side as well.
For Liverpool, right?
Exactly.
You miss him a lot.
Huge miss. Like that's exactly again. And the thing is, I see a lot of him in Rio Ngamoa, who doesn't get enough game time, but he's similar in that sense of.
Is he the 16-year-old, right? There's a reason why he's not maybe being played.
Yeah, exactly. Looking after him. I don't know if he's 16 or 17, but it's exactly that. Like they're looking after him.
That's a good thing though, right? Because you benefit from that. Like obviously not like selfishly as football fans, you want to watch those players play because they're amazing. Yeah. But then if you remember, like I think we spoke about it before, Sterling being just like played into the ground literally, and now he's basically he's not finished, is he? But he's playing for. Is it Ajax? He's playing for.
No, I think it's Rotterdam or Feyenoord or something.
Feyenoord, sorry, for under Robin van Persie, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you got it spot on. But not the same player. So maybe take him. Give a bit more time, just to kind of bed him in.
Try and give him a bit more longevity. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Sorry, going back to this game.
No. Yeah, that front three are so dangerous, and I could really see them being like the catalyst for Bayern to do really well. It's finally poised though for the second leg. Like 2-1 is still like all to play for.
But it shouldn't be now. So that's what's crazy. Like watching the game live, like I know you did as well. Like it should have been like 5-1 to Bayern. Like they had so many chances to like kill this game off. And it's the classic Real Madrid scenario of like they're at the Bernabeu, and you could just sense, couldn't you, that like they get one chance, they're going to take it. And then they started playing well after about the 70th minute. And then I was kind of vibing like, I can just see a comeback here. I could just see a classic Real Madrid comeback. And obviously it was a beautiful. I know you don't like him on a personal level, but
Trent Alexander-Arnold, it was a great
that
cross.
ball is. I don't think there are many. What we call him a wing back now, I suppose. I suppose he is right back, but he can play wing back. But he sort of plays multi positions, doesn't he? Not many players in that position can play that ball. Like it's world class, the pace.
Not playing many players in any position can play that ball.
Yeah. You miss him at Liverpool as well, right?
Exactly like him. This is very much a game where we got to witness like what Liverpool is missing out on, and seeing Diaz and Trent like both in the parts that they did really well. However, we did see Trent falter a bit as well for Bayern's first goal when Diaz got past him and he was kind of asleep.
And Carreras again was playing him on as well. So both fullbacks had a torrid evening, didn't they? Really?
I just think that that is. It's a sign that Real Madrid could get back into this. I also did want to give a shout out to Manuel Neuer as well, because he's still going really strong.
How old is he now? He must be like 40.
Yeah,
or late 30s.
Let's get a fact check on that.
Yeah, I'll check that.
I think he must be something like 38, 39. Because he's still right at the very top of his game. He made some very important, like you said, it could have been 5-1 to Bayern, but like I think Real Madrid had chances, and it was only because of Neuer that they didn't get those goals.
Well, he's 40. I've just looked up.
There you go.
27th of March. So he's just had his birthday. So happy birthday, belated birthday to Manuel Neuer.
Happy 40th, Manuel Neuer. You know, I always used to just get like. I used to not like him because he was so good that it bothered me.
Okay.
And now I've just come to it. Sometimes a player just is so consistently good, even though you might not like them, that like it comes above everything else. I've had the exact same thing with Bernardo Silva. The guy irritates the hell out of me.
But if he was at your club.
But yeah, he's such a good footballer that I can't help but like admire that he's just actually just really good. Manuel Neuer, revolutionary for the goalkeeping position as well, like a legend of the game, absolutely. So it'll be really nice to see if Bayern go and win it, Champions League for Kane, Champions League for Neuer. There's so many storylines that would look nice for
I can just see it now. You know, put a bet on it. Harry Kane to win the World Cup, the Champions League, and the Bundesliga.
Ballon d'Or.
And the Ballon d'Or. Okay, you're adding that into the mix. I mean, that I could see that. Although not many English players have won the Ballon d'Or, not since Michael Owen.
It's hard to argue against Kane being the best player in the world right now.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. There's not many players who I watch and like he could theoretically play any position. Maybe not goalkeeper, but although he did play in goal actually for Tottenham in a Europa League game, which is weird that I remember that, but I remember him coming on. Did he save a penalty?
I vividly remember, I think it was a free kick.
He saved a free kick.
No, but I feel like he also might have let in like a howler.
But I mean, fair play. He was like 20 at the time, wasn't he? Like, let's give the guy a bit of slack. But I just think like you watch him play, and I watch a little bit of. Over the break, I've been watching a little bit of Bundesliga. Probably need to go out more, but I like, just like watching like random games
in your room, just like every league in the world.
No lights on. No, not quite that level of darkness. No, don't worry. But basically, just like watch him. I was like, I'm not doing anything this day. I just watched. I think it was Bayern against St. Pauli or something recently, and just the way that he can like move positions. Like he goes back to like basically centre back. He's like swinging balls out left.
He glides across the
like,
pitch. Yeah,
the accuracy at which he can pass. Like he's basically reminds me of like Paul Scholes from that aspect, and then he just goes forward and like bangs in like 2 goals like it's nothing as well. Like the guy can do literally anything.
Yeah, I think he's aged really gracefully. Like he still looks so fit.
He reminds me so much of like a Steven Gerrard / Lampard like midfield role where they could score a lot of goals from that kind of position as well. Like he could play that. He
glides around that pitch like everywhere you look, he's there picking the ball up. Working with the rest of the team, and then, as you say, banging in the goals too. His record is something ridiculous as well. Genuinely best player in the world right now. I'd say, I think Bayern will probably get through. Yeah. How are you feeling about the other Champions League games? So we had Arsenal Sporting. Now that was a bit of a stinker.
I didn't watch it live. I was watching the other game, thankfully.
You that was the right choice.
Did you have the other game on?
I was listening to the other game. I was doing my Uber Eats.
Okay, nice.
And
Shout out to Uber Eats.
I watched the first half of the.
We get sponsored by them. That would be great.
We'll send some emails. No, I watched the first half of the Bayern game, then I went out to work, and then I had Arsenal on for the second half because I was kind of hate listening, if you like.
For you to go over this, mate, like
everyone's like, listen, man, I'm allowed to enjoy Arsenal's downfall in any way.
Isn't it weird how like there's a thing that you do where you're listening because you're intent on someone losing? It's so weird, isn't it, when you actually think about it? But it's obviously everyone does it, mate.
Everyone does it, and I know that people are doing it with Liverpool all the time. So like, I'm just enjoying it for myself.
Got this image of you just like angrily like driving in your car.
Nah, not even. It's not even. It's not. There's no anger. It's just like it's more like I'll drive around. Like for example, there was a disallowed goal for I think it was Zubimendi because Gyökeres was offside and. They had like they were talking about Arsenal celebrating blah blah blah. Then I hear the co-commentator go, I think they're not going to give this one for offside, and I'm in the car like, okay. But then, last minute winner for them there. I was like, oh, of course they've done it.
Chuck someone's order right on the floor or something.
Swerve off the road. Yeah. No, it was typical. Yeah. I think a lot of Arsenal fans I heard when I was listening to reaction and reading online, they weren't happy because they were kind of annoyed at how dull and boring the performance was. But on the other side of things, if you're gonna go and succeed in the Champions League, especially when you're away in a European quarterfinal or European semi, whatever round it might be, you kind of have to go and put in a stinker of a performance, go away with a clean sheet, try and nick a goal, and then take it home. And
do you know what it reminds me of so much? Obviously, being a Chelsea fan, I think you know who I'm going to say. All these performances remind me so much of Jose Mourinho's Chelsea,
over, man. Yeah.
Or even when he was at Real or when he was at Inter. Like, they would just stink out the place, but they would get the result, mate. Like, they were the kings at playing badly, but sneaking a 1-0, right? I mean, they did it in the Bernabeu. Inter lost 2-1 on aggregate on the night, but they made it through, and they just stunk out the Bernabeu. Sorry, not the Bernabeu, the Nou Camp against Barcelona. And obviously Pep was fuming after the game, but I just felt such a Mourinho performance. Having watched the highlights and just seeing Arsenal play quite a lot this season.
You don't get to see often managers get the better of Pep that way. Like, that was really, I think, quite a monumental moment. I think a lot of football fans will appreciate. I think that was very much a day where Jose's tactics were cemented. Like, that ideology of sort of, really just irritating the other team. Shithousery, exactly that. As a manager, and I think it's usable.
Yeah,
and it works if you really know how to implement it. It's successful. It's just horrendous though. I really hope Arsenal don't go and win the Champions League doing that.
Well, I think luckily for your sake, and probably a lot of fans that aren't fans of Arsenal, is they do have to play, like you were saying, if Bayern make it through, which I think they will, either Bayern or PSG in the final. And I think that could be quite worrying for Arsenal, especially in that midfield, because they have to compete against all these amazing players. Dembele, who cuts back, Doué, if he comes on and starts, obviously, Kvaratskhelia. Have I pronounced that correctly? That's really hard name to pronounce.
I'm not even going to try and correct you on that, Robin. You just own that, man.
He's a great, whatever his name is. We'll put a beep in here and we'll
Kvaratskhelia.
Kvaratskhelia. How do you say it?
You know what? It's fine. That's fine. Don't address it.
The elephant in the room. Whatever the guy's name is. What's his first name?
Kavici, if that helps.
I can't say his name, but that kid is something
special.
Call him KK. KK, yeah. That sounds wrong.
It's close.
A player like him, obviously, I think they have so many good players in that team and their bench as well. So, yeah, I would worry for them in the final if they play PSG. Hopefully, for my sake, for pronunciation reasons, I hope they play Bayern, so I can just say Harry Kane scored a hat-trick against them. But, yeah, I could see either Bayern or PSG just absolutely rinsing them in the midfield and then just really struggling. So, yeah, I think I always worried for them in terms of this whole quad chat. I think, if we're being realistic, I think the only trophy that Arsenal will probably win is the Premier League.
Yeah,
and fair play to them. It's been quite a poor Premier League season, I have to say, in terms of consistency below them. So they've been the most consistent overall. They probably deserve to win the Premier League.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably the only trophy they will win this season.
Yeah, I agree. I do think they'll probably fall a little bit short in the Champions League. I think they're lacking just a bit of that flair in the midfield, and they will struggle against those teams that really know how to break them down, the way that Man City did in the League Cup final. They'll struggle.
I was just going to say as well, I got a text I texted Kieran last night and I said, that's my night rune, and I sent him the gif of Havertz scoring for Chelsea, and he just replied and said, 60 million down the drain, Kai Havertz scores again. So I was like, yeah, fair enough. You got me there.
Yeah, it was kind of mad. Like yesterday when I was listening to the commentary and they're like, Kai Havertz, who has scored a winner in the Champions League final, which you really do just forget. Like, this guy is a Champions League final goal scoring
and he
winner.
will only win it at one club, and that'll be at Chelsea.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Kieran.
The other Champions League games, of course, we've got PSG, Liverpool, and Barcelona, Atleti.
Yeah.
What are we thinking about those? Now, I am concerned about PSG, but what I was saying earlier about this Champions League is it feels quite unpredictable. I think there's every chance that Liverpool somehow swindle a result just because we managed to do all right in Europe sometimes. Notably, one of the last times we had a season this bad where we lost as many games as we have this season.
Yep.
was 2004, 2005 when we won the Champions League.
Interesting.
So sometimes
You're thinking there's an omen here that's gonna.
I might start calling it like the Postecoglou when you just like completely disregard the league and you just throw all your eggs in the basket of the Champions League.
Isn't it mad though? Like looking back, like maybe he had a point. Like we're all thinking he's a fucking idiot when he was at Spurs.
If you really
maybe he had a point.
It's like gambling. But you win. Like it's great. It works.
All in on black or whatever.
Exactly. That
makes me sound like I know nothing about gambling. That's really proving my point there.
Never placed a bet ever. I think I think that game could literally go either way. Because last season as well, we were like, oh yeah, PSG they're gonna like cruise against Liverpool. And they dominated that first leg, and Alisson had a blinder of a performance, and then we still went and won that first leg with a Harvey Elliott goal in like the last minute. So it really could go any way. Like I really don't know how PSG Liverpool is going to end up.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Of course.
I do feel though that like the midfield, like I keep banging on about midfields, but I do think midfields do win matches these days. Like I feel like obviously a lot of possession based teams, isn't it, these days? Obviously they've got João Neves and Vitinha. They've also obviously got Dembele, who cuts back. Zaire Emery plays in sometimes plays in sort of a wing back situation. Like their midfield, I think could overrun Liverpool's, and you might struggle. I mean, that's just playing devil's advocate. I mean, yeah, I would worry a little bit, I would say, in this game, because I think obviously you've got a lack of pace. I presume Salah will start this game, but not that he did much cutting back before, but he doesn't seem quite as worrisome going the other way. So there's less to kind of think about as well, and kind of like I don't know. I would worry a little bit about Liverpool in this game. I can see you getting overpowered and maybe them scoring maybe 3 or 4.
It could happen.
I genuinely
no, yeah, it absolutely could happen. Like I think Liverpool fans are more than willing to accept that that's a possibility. The thing is with the midfield, it really depends on if we turn up and if Flock can motivate the players to do it, because. Yeah. When you go like man for man, our midfield could be Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister, maybe Florian Wirtz. That's an amazing midfield. If they really bother to turn up on their day,
it is.
That's a world-class midfield. And then, for example, again, if
FIFA.
On FIFA.
I would say it hasn't quite transpired on the pitch of recent times.
Because they've not turned up. But if they decide to, like, it's a Champions League quarter-final, we're playing against the holders, like, we want to knock them out. They knocked us out last season. Like, if you can really motivate these players...
Was this the exact same game this time last year?
It was the round of 16, though.
Okay, I was trying to think. I was like, I swear this game happened last year.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, they only knocked us out in penalties that time. So... The thing is, like, I don't think it's impossible, and the Liverpool fan in me really wants to believe that we have a chance, but also I know realistically we've been shocking lately. It's just we somehow turn up sometimes in the Champions League, and I'm really hoping that that's the case again tonight. So good
luck to Liverpool. I think you're going to need it.
And Barcelona, let's go. What are we thinking?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, Barcelona are running away with the league because Real Madrid just decided to, like we were saying about Postecoglou syndrome, throw all their eggs in the basket of the Champions League. It hasn't quite worked out that way, but I think they're 7 points clear at the moment, or 4 points at least, of, let me check that because that's not great stat if it's not true. What are they? Yeah, 7 points clear. I was correct the first time. I'm doing my homework, guys.
Very nice.
But yeah, they obviously coming off a result against Atletico Madrid as well. So that was literally on Saturday. So that was a good audition for this game. And then I think they played them also in the Cup. They were obviously 4-0 down the first leg, and they won the second leg 3-0. So they've got a more recent result against Atletico. So I'd probably have to say Barcelona are the favourites. But... this is Simeone in the Champions League, and they do have a way. We keep using the word shithousery. They are the kings of shithousery in the Champions League, my friend. So I could definitely see a Simeone, a bit like Mourinho vibes, 1-0 horror show, like boring football, like we were berating Arteta. But when it's Simeone, I can accept it, mate. I don't know how you feel, but I can see.
The thing is, Arteta's like, he has like.
Yeah.
What's the word? He's pivoted to becoming this kind of manager. It was never his identity. Jose and Simeone made it their thing.
So you kind of, it's weird because statistically it's kind of okay, isn't it? You're like, oh, quite
it's fine,
quite admire
if you really tap into it and you say, like, the thing is, those managers know it as well. Yeah, I know you guys hate me for this, but I don't care because I'm going to win everything with it. Well, Arteta, he tries to act like, they had this thing the other day where they were training by balancing pens on their hands or something like that. Like, mate, make your mind up. Do you want to be this like mad philosophical manager, or do you want to just be an annoying prick? Like, you got to figure out which one you want to do. That's not me calling out Arteta.
I don't think we're going to get a job in the Arsenal media team anytime soon.
Anyway,
shout out to Arsenal's media team.
Obviously a joke, Mikel. Obviously, Mikel. I'm just bantering, mate.
They like bring it up on the visuals. Like, do you remember?
Motivation for the game. This fella is having a go at you lot. The thing is as well, there's a potential down the line for an Arsenal Atletico Madrid tie.
Ooh.
Could you imagine
in the semi-final?
Could you?
In the final. Sorry, it must be the final then.
I'm not sure what sides of the bracket that, but there's just a possibility of that happening, and I can only imagine the level of stinker that would be to have two teams to just park up the bus like that. It'd be horrible to watch.
I think it must be the semi-final then, because obviously Bayern or PSG will meet Liverpool. Will meet Arsenal in the final. So it must be that side of the draw. You must be right. I think you're spot on. But yeah, that will be an interesting semi-final if Barca don't make it through, I'd have to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the UEFA Champions League will not want that for their viewing figures. They will hate that.
People will turn off at half-time like, nah, but I'm not watching the rest of this.
They'll throw in 12 players on each pitch to make it more interesting or something.
Yeah. On this whole Arsenal style of play, by the way, there was something, I don't know if you mentioned on last week's pod. The Premier League are talking about banning long throws into the box. Have you seen this?
No, I've not. Tell me more.
So I was listening to TalkSport a couple of weeks ago, and they mentioned this that there's a thought behind it. I don't know if it's going to be implemented next season, but
that sounds like a very international break TalkSport vibe. Let's get some callers in and annoy everyone. But it won't actually happen kind of vibes.
I'm
honest. And you've fallen for it, hook, line, and sinker. But I could be wrong.
Premier League set to ban long throws next season.
What? Long throws into the box?
Yeah.
So the goal that Chelsea conceded against Brentford wouldn't have counted. Things like that.
Yeah, but essentially any time where a throw-in has meant loads of players are packed into the box, and I think the idea is to stop it being so route one. But I think this is very much TalkSport have said it was a breaking story, but I don't know how realistic this will be. But I guess it's one of those we'll have to see in the off-season how seriously the Premier League are wanting to implement this.
In my view, I feel like that feels quite... I think it would be a shame, because I think it's quite fun when it feels a
bit far. Yeah, it feels a bit too much control of the game.
I don't really. I feel like there's too much meddling as well at the moment with the game, and I kind of think we should have gone backwards, not forwards, in that sense of changing so much. I hope that doesn't happen. That'd be really sad. I don't want it to happen. I think we've already got VAR, man. We can't ruin the game anymore.
No, it's too much. It's too much. I'm happy with long throw-ins. Realistically, it's more just get your defenders to get their head on it rather than complain about, not being able to defend against them. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about what games we have upcoming.
Yep.
A big clash, Super Sunday. A chance for Arsenal to extend their lead further at the top. If Chelsea can get a result against Manchester City. How are you feeling about this one?
It's a funny game, because we said all season Chelsea always turn up in the big games, whereas recently Chelsea have also not turned up in the big games. So it's that was always the comfort blanket of we'd always lose against Sunderland, but then we'd probably win against Man City 2-1. It always seemed to happen. There was a history for the last couple of seasons with kind of the young kids we've got in our squad, and obviously Cole Palmer and stuff. But yeah, at the moment, no one is... obviously the 7-0, you kind of feel like it's an asterisk against that because it is Port Vale in the Cup. So, yeah, hopefully they can take some confidence from that game. Maybe Enzo will... actually, ironically, Enzo being dropped is a good thing for Chelsea, because he's not been very good for Chelsea when he has played recently. So maybe this is the perfect cocktail of a few players being rested like him, very much deliberately by the management and by Chelsea themselves. And who knows, maybe we'll sneak a 1-0, but... I do worry a little bit, seeing Haaland back in form that he was against Liverpool. This could be a game where he decides to make a statement in the Premier League and just kind of obviously Arsenal playing Bournemouth at 12:30. If something happens in that game where they drop points, that is going to play a big role in how the 4:30 on the Sunday pans out. I
Yeah.
don't know how you feel, but that has a big
Could be a big weekend.
part to play, I'd say.
Yeah, could absolutely. Yeah, I think like Chelsea are definitely capable of getting a result. It's as we've been saying, like City, it looks like they're finally getting into this end of season form that they have, but we've kind of already said that once or twice recently, and then they've gone to prove us wrong. So, I'm not sure that is the case, but Haaland looks hungry. He only got those goals against a shocking Liverpool team, though.
Fair point.
So can't get too carried away with that
True.
too. It's really a case of can they translate that into consistent a run-in where they're like if Man City really like felt like it, they could go and win the rest of their remaining games this season and really push for that title.
I feel like Man City need to like go back to basics and like keep, like I was saying earlier, just literally like maybe like to your point about long throwings, just like just literally chuck the ball in from like either throwings, corners, free kicks, crosses, everything. Just throw it in and like see if Haaland can score, because like Chelsea's defense is so weak and we're not very good in the air either. Aerially, like our defenders are so ropey at the moment. He would have such a field day if it just went to basics and went like I know we joke about like big Sam vibes, but like Tony Pulis, let's say, just chuck the ball in and he will score 100%.
You are so right. Like the concept of a big man as your guy up front has kind of always existed.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of faded away because the big man wouldn't be necessarily good enough to keep with like defenses advancing. But a player like Haaland is so good that
he's big man, but he's also got a six pack.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got
like
the whole package.
Actually got
and
the
lot
whole.
Of hair.
He's got it all. He's got it all. And yeah, I think you are right. Like City can definitely take advantage of that. Like there is no harm sometimes in just playing a ball over the top and getting him to just bully the defenders because he's so capable of that. So yeah, I would like to see like that for the rest of the season and really make Arsenal squirm a bit. Because yeah, it'd be nice to have a proper like race right to the end instead of letting Arsenal get just like straight a free run.
Again, like we keep forgetting, obviously Man City do have a game in hand, and they're playing Arsenal at the Etihad.
They are.
So there's lots of narratives to be played out. I think it's always the next game, right? Arsenal have got 7 games left, but if they do drop points at any point, then and Man City do finally find a run. I mean, it's kind of crazy that we're even talking about title race because they are 9 points behind, but it's because of the played games.
Let's say it's essentially 6 because of the game.
Okay,
in hand.
all right, and because
and
the
then
one
let's
game
say
is at home for Man City against Arsenal. Is that what you're meaning?
Pardon?
And also because of the asterisks of the Man City Arsenal game.
Yeah, so I'm saying,
seriously.
like, let's just say City play a random game as that other game in hand and they get 3 points and they're 6 points behind. Then let's say Arsenal go to the Etihad and lose. And so then City gain another 3 points. They're then 3 points behind. Yeah. All it takes is Arsenal to have one bad result and City win and they're even.
Well, and also if you look at Man City's like fixtures, if they do go on this winning run, which obviously we're hoping for from a selfishly from a narrative point of view for our podcast, and also just because we're bantering about Arsenal and stuff. I mean, they're playing obviously Chelsea away. They're playing Arsenal then in the next game, so that's quite a big narrative weekend if Bournemouth were to get something against Arsenal. Then they've got Burnley away, which is winnable. They obviously got the FA Cup game against Southampton, and then they've got Everton away, which on the Monday night, and Everton always lose for some reason on Monday Night Football. And then they've got Man City versus Brentford on the weekend after, and then they play Bournemouth away, and then Aston Villa at home on the last game. So all those games are very, very winnable from a Man City point of view. And then if we look just quickly at Arsenal, I think they've got some tough ties. Well, I'm trying to play some narrative here. Let's just have a quick glance. Yeah, they've obviously got the Champions League as well. They play Bournemouth at home, Man City away. Newcastle, I think that could be a bit of a game where Newcastle can always turn up in those sort of games, even though they're out of form. They're playing West Ham away, and they're obviously in a relegation fight. So, again, that's on the 10th of May.
So many places to drop points.
Third to last game. So there's a lot of narrative to it, and they play Palace away. And Palace on the last game, Selhurst Park, their fans will be rocking. Obviously, they might be in the Europa League Conference final the week after, or on the normally play on the Wednesday, so it might be so they might be resting players. But
that's such a tricky game going away.
There's a lot of narratives now. So I'm trying to spin some narrative, but I think I've got
the Premier League the Premier League title. Like it's not a given.
No,
absolutely nowhere near a given yet. Like I do think Arsenal will probably get it over the line.
Yeah,
but it's nowhere near done. So
No.
we will see where that goes.
We will see. It's exciting.
It is very
It's
exciting. The other upcoming stuff, of course, we've got the return legs for the Champions Leagues as well.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not gonna just time wise. We don't have to go through all of them.
That's
But who are you thinking? I want to know who your. I want to get your 4 semi-finalists.
Good question. That is a very good question. I think, sorry for you, Naz, I think PSG will, over
That's
2 legs, I think, especially the fact that they're playing at home first, and then they do play very well away as well, so I can see them sneaking both results just against Liverpool. I can see PSG, I can see Barcelona making it through against Atletico. I can see Bayern making it through because they're playing at home. They've done well to come out of the Bernabeu with a 2-1 win, so I think that's going to really help them. And happily for Kieran and Ollie, I can see Arsenal making it through to the semi-final as well.
Nice.
Do you want my finalists as well, or we're just going?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, I think it will be an Arsenal Bayern final.
Really?
I think that's what can happen. Yeah, and then I think Kane will literally smash them to pieces.
Okay.
He will blitz the fuck out of them, and it'll be quite funny to watch because obviously the Spurs fans might be relegated by that point.
That'd be beautiful.
So there'll be a bit of a softener for them.
That'll be.
But yeah, how about you? What
I don't
what
think
about these
Arsenal-
scenarios at the moment?
I don't think Arsenal will make the final. I think they'll
Okay.
get knocked out in the semis. I think it will be.
Against Barcelona.
Do you know what? I think Atleti might do a madness.
They're going to get to the final.
I think Atleti could go right to the final. You know,
God. I could
just
see
because
it.
I think Simeone could really he could beat Arteta at his own game.
I feel like we should probably check the run because I feel like maybe have we got it right?
No, I think that is correct.
Yeah,
It is. Yeah, it would be Atleti against Arsenal, and I do think that.
I was slightly worried. I was like, are we just spouting shit here?
It's true. And I think PSG. I think will go through, as well as Bayern, and I want to say Bayern Atleti final.
And then who's going to win? Do you think?
I think I'll back Bayern. I think they're looking really good. I can't look much further than that.
Yeah. Company as well, doing a great job. The pet proteges continue, don't they?
Yeah, he looks very good. Very good. We've also, I also just wanted to touch on this story that you brought to my attention as well about La Liga having some retro kits coming up in one of their game weeks, which is very interesting.
I think it's just a nice story, isn't it? It's nice to see that it's actually been promoted by La Liga as well. The president has actually promoted it. So, yeah, it's basically the story is that Barcelona, Rayo Vallecano and Getafe are the only teams that won't play because of various logistical reasons. And obviously Real Madrid just decided that they're just Real Madrid, so they won't do it. But a lot of the clubs are. So obviously you got like Atletico Madrid. They're all going to be playing in these beautiful kits. And Atletico have got one inspired from 1903 that they'll wear this weekend. So, yeah, it's just a nice story that... Because I feel like La Liga, we were speaking a lot with Chris, weren't we, about like the narratives about maybe the La Liga on the decline, and they're trying to find ways to kind of, make themselves more relevant again after a bit of a sort of lull, sort of in viewing figures and stuff. So yeah, it's just good to see these kind of stories. Some really nice kits. Check them out. Like the Girona kit looks really nice. I don't know if you spotted any that you found that you sort of looked really nice, Naz. Have you got any favourites that you spotted?
I didn't see any of the
no worries.
kits.
Well, after this record, go and have a look because I'll show you actually. That's the Atletico Madrid one. It's a bit different.
I think the Girona one had it was like red and striped.
Yeah. I think that's down below if you scroll down the article.
Yeah. I did think that was pretty cool.
So anyway, it's just nice that La Liga have actually pushed for this and kind of like just celebrating clubs' heritages, right? I mean that's important.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of like culture in like football that like the league itself doesn't really promote as much. Like it's nice that Spain have done that, and it would be really cool if other countries follow too. Like imagine if we had a game week where all the teams wore their retro kits.
Well, that brings us on nicely because obviously we do like the football heritage kits and like wearing classic football shirts. Obviously the company Classic Football Shirts do a great job. Yeah. And
you angling for a sponsorship.
No, yeah, exactly. I think there is definitely a bit of a vibe going on where fans. I mean, I've seen you even as on your birthday. So I couldn't make it, but on your birthday, you were wearing a 2005 original kit, weren't you? For their Champions League. Was that their Champions League winning kit?
It was.
Reebok kit, wasn't it? I think,
Beautiful.
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So it's just nice that I really enjoyed seeing that, and I think there's something to be said in people embracing the past and kind of like embracing their heritage as well, especially with their club. But it's interesting, isn't it, as well? Like, I feel like a lot of the modern kits are trying to like go back to the past as well. Obviously, the New England kit, look, the especially the red even away kit, the crest looks really nice, and the kit looks.
You almost turned into Roy Hodgson then.
Yeah,
the red away kit.
Well, we'll speak about it in a second.
We will.
I like that they're kind of embracing that, because I don't really like the modern kits. I'm not a fan.
No, it's really nice. No, absolutely, I'm here for it as well. Like, that sense of bringing nostalgia into kits really does work, I think, because football is so deeply tied to history. You know, that's kind of the whole reason why we all support our clubs generally, because there's some history tied to it. Like, it's rare really to see like someone just decide to support a team out of nowhere. There's always some sort of story behind it, and because there are these stories in history, it makes sense to have, to celebrate the heritage and culture of these teams. I would really love it if the Premier League adopted something like this. I mean, that's our message from the Friday Fixture to you, to the FA, to the Premier League. Please bring in a retro kit weekend. Just one weekend. That's all we want.
Yeah, well, I think it goes into that whole narrative as well. I spoke with Matt Wolf's obviously going to the World Cup, and like, pricing for fans and all those kind of things. Like, I'm going to sound very cliche, but it's true. Football would be nothing without the fans, and I think fans are really like seeking like some like symbolism and some sort of like connection with their clubs because of the pricing. So they all almost like reverting to the past, because the present is just kind of like maybe not what people want. There's a lot of it in culture, like you say. So I think it just goes back to that point of like football, even in the stadiums. Like if you were watching football, like in COVID, do you remember? No fans. Like, it's not the same game. It's not as interesting to watch. It's
crazy,
boring.
Man. What a period.
So I think they just I hope that this is a kind of like maybe a sign from La Liga to think, you know what, actually we do need to remember who is important, and it's not just the players on the pitch and all the commercialization of football. It is also like bums on seats and like just making a big atmosphere, and as part of that, it's the fans. It's not just the players. Yeah. So I think it's really important. I'm really pleased they've done this.
I'm really curious to see how the World Cup goes in the summer in terms of what atmosphere is like. Like, if it is just like
dead.
This is what I'm worried about. Yeah, like if it's just a load of rich people who are going as like spectators, as if they would. It's like spectators who are going as if it's like
Matt Wolf is the problem.
Going to a Beyonce concert. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of fans will be just treating it as a spectacle like that. Yeah. Matt Wolf will be carrying the flag just for England. You'll hear just him in the crowd, no one else. It's a shame, but I suppose we'll see. Maybe it will get proved completely wrong, and the Americans and other fans from other countries based there will do a really good job. Let's move on and also talk about a legend of the game, a wonderful hero, a 78-year-old man.
You spoke about the World Cup. Not a legend in that World Cup, was he, in 2014? But anyway, you'll get to your point in a second.
Maybe the less said about that, the better. But Mr. Senor Roy Hodgson, I think it's just nice for us to take a moment to just give a shout out to really a guy who has been such a critical part of football's development over 50, 60 years. Really, genuinely, just such a special man. By the way, this article I was reading, these shades. He looks good. He's rocking them.
How old is he? Because I was
78.
He's 78. Okay,
yeah. But yeah, he's doing. It's just an amazing job. 2 games, 2 wins. That's what I mean. Like, what more could you ask for? The guy clearly knows, and I think he's one of those where, like, maybe like tactics aren't necessarily. I'm sure he knows his stuff, but he's definitely a people person, and I think he really just knows how to get a player to run through a brick wall for him, and that's the difference. That's the impact he makes, and I think football misses that a lot. Like, managers who will give you energy, because I think what happens is, to be a successful football manager, you need to be able to basically go through a lot of shit, take a lot of shit from the media, take a lot of shit from like just opposition, and there's a lot of mental work, and I think that exhausts managers, and I think that's what you see with, for example, Jurgen Klopp, when he was like, I'm just tired, like, I'm leaving. And it's a shame because he was so good at motivating people. He didn't really get, I think, much of that for himself. He gave it all out, and I think managers like Roy Hodgson are kind of the same thing, and it's amazing to watch him keep going and continue to like just inspire.
Well, also, it's just amazing. The love of the game, isn't it?
It's
like,
beautiful.
He clearly loves football, and I really like that, because obviously we just spoke about like the power of football and how much the fans are important. You need voices like Roy Hodgson, which always sounds like a bit of a weird thing to say, but he is a legend, like you say, to love the game. I mean, he could have easily just retired and just done like the Uber Eats adverts with Sam Allardyce or whatever it is that they've been doing recently with Alan Pardew. Yeah. But he's decided, no, I love the game. I miss the game, and he's just doing it for. Is it like till the end of the season? I think that's at the moment that's all he'll do. I could see a scenario where they offer him the job full time, and then they go on this mad run and maybe get, I don't know, I could just see it like and get promoted next season or something, which would be quite fun. But maybe his wife will have a say and just be
I was going to say at the same time, like, he is an old man.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it would be nice to go and sit on a beach. But if you love what you do...
You say this, but it's just an age. It's just a number, isn't it? Age is just a number. If he's fit and healthy and he can do a good job, then I think there needs to be, not saying that you were, but I think there needs to be less stigma against people that are a bit older. And if you're good at what you do,
that's true. But what I mean is, it's more like, not to be frank about it, but like realistically, when you are old, you are closer to closer to dying of old age. And you know, if you're gonna like have time to go and do things before you kick the bucket, like it'd be good to like have some plans. You know, like
look, Roy's there living his best life in his sunglasses.
Yeah, he looks great. He looks healthy, and I'm really happy for him.
But also,
and I really want him to do what he loves doing. But like, you know, at the same time, like, what if like. When I'm really old, I might do a job that I might be podcasting, I might be doing radio, and I might love. Can you imagine? Fucking hell! But no, but
episode 2000 of the Friday Fixture.
No, but what I mean is like if I'm 78 and I'm still doing the podcast, I'm gonna be like, listen, man, I think it's about time to call it quits. I just kind of want to go.
Still at uni.
I want to go and see the world a bit. You know?
Still
in this flipping booth. Nah, man, I'm gonna be like, let me just go and see what's going on.
No, but to twist that round. He's loving what he's doing. He's happy. He's literally doing what most people dream of doing, which is being a manager of a professional football team. So I just say to him, like, kudos, keep doing what you're doing, Roy. And I hope you stay there next season. I hope you get promoted with them.
Yeah,
and you win the Premier League with Bristol City in 2 years.
Do whatever makes you happy, Roy. Just don't burn yourself out. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would just worry about him. That's all.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, of course, I wish the best for him.
But just to quickly mention as well that he was last manager of Bristol City 44 years ago.
It's crazy.
They were the old Division 3 in 1982. So it's just it's a great story.
It's kind of ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, good luck to him.
I saw something like he's had the longest gap between 2 wins for a team because of this 40-year break or something like that, which is quite hilarious.
It is hilarious.
Okay, we're getting to the fun part of our show. Let's briefly move on to another legend of the game who is unfortunately leaving the Premier League at the end of the season, Mr. Mohamed Salah. Now, Robin, very kindly, you've prepared a little quiz for me.
I have, yeah. Well, it was kind of like, it was to test your knowledge more than anything, Naz. It was a cynical... No, I'm joking. I just thought it'd be fun because a few weeks ago, before you were off last week because you needed a bit of a break, understandably, but I just thought we haven't really spoken much on the pod since about Mo Salah leaving. We obviously had the heart-to-heart when we had, I think it was Adam and Maeve and Matt Hayhurst on the podcast when the news broke. But we haven't really spoken about it much since on the pod. So I thought it'd be nice to do a bit of a Salah quiz. So yeah, maybe get out your phone and just write your answer down. We'll do the answer at the end, and then our listeners can get a bit involved if they fancy.
Absolutely.
So, question 1 for you, Naz.
Okie dokie.
Maybe we could put some funny little Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music underneath us.
What do we do with this bad boy? Let's see what we've got going on here. Wait.
Oh, God. No, let's not do that.
Not that one?
Let's do it after. Let's do post-edit.
Okay, fine.
Maybe turn that down, just in case it goes off again. Okay, so, first question for you, Naz. Who did Salah score his first Premier League goal against? And if you can answer this as well as a bonus point, what month and year was it?
I'm not sure exactly who it is, but I've got a decent guess.
Okay, nice.
We'll
do answer at the end. But yeah,
would it have been?
Have a think, and then we can come back to it at the end.
No, I think I've got it.
Okay, you got an answer?
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. Question 2. Has Salah ever scored a goal from open play in a final?
In his whole career?
Oh, sorry, for Liverpool. I'm just doing that. I'm not sure on the statistics.
That's okay.
I think all these questions are Liverpool related,
okay,
so I should have clarified that. Whilst he's been at Liverpool, yeah.
So he would have played in a Champions League final a few times. 3 times, in fact. That's crazy.
Wow,
but
it's a great question.
Okay, I have my answer.
Okay. Question 3. How many goals has Salah scored in a single match for Liverpool, and who was it against? And if you can answer what year as well, you get a bonus point.
Can you say that question again?
Sorry. How many goals has Salah scored in a single match for Liverpool? Who was it against? And for a bonus point, what year?
As in, like the the most he scored in it. Is that
in one single match?
Yeah, but you're asking like what's the most?
Oh, right. Sorry, was that not very clear?
Yeah.
So in one single match, how many goals has Salah scored in a single match?
Yeah, but like how many goals is in like what is the most amount that he scored in it? Okay,
sorry, I haven't really made that clear. Right?
Okay,
sorry.
no, but I get where you're coming from. Okay, cool.
Like, has he scored 10 in one match? Like, whatever. Whatever.
And then what is it for the bonus? What?
Like, who was it against and what year?
I think that would have been. I'm gonna go with that. Okay.
Okay. Question number 4. In Salah's debut season, how many goals did he get in that debut season?
Debut season. All comps.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking in the Premier League.
Just Prem. Okay, no worries. What did he get in the Prem? Oh, that one I'm really not sure. That could be anything. I think it would have been something like that. Okay. Would that be right?
I have to press you for time here.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. In 2018, he won the Puskás Award for the season's most beautiful goal. Which team was this against?
I remember vividly watching this goal.
Okay, nice. Well, you probably got it.
It was during a snow day, and I was working at Curry's PC World.
Nice.
I was on my break, and that's KFC.
Busy day at Curry's PC World.
Absolutely.
Now look at you. Question 6. Don't worry, there's not too many left. How many Premier League golden boots does Salah have to his name? That obviously means top scorer for anyone who doesn't know what a golden boot is.
Got it?
Yep. Okay. Question 7. How many goals has Salah scored for Liverpool as of April 2026 across all competitions? Ooh. And then obviously it doesn't I'll go and close his answer by like 10 or something, then you can get extra points if you don't get it spot on. Do you have an idea?
Close to an idea, but I'm not really sure.
Clue: it's a fuck ton of goals.
Okay,
I'm just impressive amount. I had to question it because I was like, that seems quite a lot. But anyway, okay. And final, and maybe the hardest question: how many trophies has Mo Salah won at Liverpool? And if you can name them and the years, even better. But
I think this is the hardest one. The hardest one would definitely have been one of the others.
Okay. Well, I thought it was quite hard.
Since he's arrived, he's won. He's won a Prem twice. He's won a Champions League. He's won an FA Cup. A League Cup. Maybe. Now I'm thinking, has he won them twice? He's won an FA Cup. A League Cup maybe twice.
Okay, well, if you write your answers down, then we'll go through the answers now.
For the sake of time, I'm just going to bang in a guess.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, okay, I have my answers.
Cool. Okay, so question 1, for our benefit of our listeners as well, who might be playing along at home. Who did Salah score his first Premier League goal against, and what month/year was it? What answer have you gone for, Naz?
I've put Watford in August 2017.
Well done. Yeah, you get bonus points.
Ding, ding, ding.
Give yourself 2 points for that.
Come on.
Away at Watford, 3-3 away. So it was a draw in his first game.
Bobby Firmino trying to lob the keeper, and Salah rushed the ball in.
Wow. Oh, impressive that you remember that.
Yep.
So, yeah, obviously good things were to come from that. It boded well for him.
Little did we know.
Exactly. So, did you, just pauses, did you actually think when he signed, do you think he was going to get
I thought he was going to be impressive. I would never have imagined he was going to be who he's become.
Yeah, nice. Okay, question 2. Has Salah ever scored a goal from open play in a final? What did you put?
I've put no.
Well done, you are correct. He's only scored penalties, including obviously the famous penalty against Spurs in the second minute, of the Champions League final in 2019.
Yes.
Well done. So you get a point for that.
Yeah, I'm not counting the points. Yeah.
Okay. Question 3. How many goals has Salah scored in a single game How do I word this? Because you were confused by this.
What's the most amount of goals?
What's the most amount of goals Salah scored in a single match for Liverpool, and who was it against and what year? What have you put?
I've put 4.
Okay.
Against Watford.
Well done.
I don't know about the year, but I put 2019.
Oh, you were close. So it was. Do you remember the scoreline? If you say that, then you get an extra point.
Scoreline was like 5-1 or something.
Oh, so close. 5-0 win in March 2018.
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah. Still impressive.
It was because I remember that game because he scored. You know that ridiculous goal he scored against Man City where he was dribbling through the whole defence. He went and then kind of did a really similar dribble through the Watford defence in that game and scored 4 goals. And people were just like, "This is just the most insane player in the world right now."
Oh, he was.
So yeah, that's why that's very memorable.
But did he win the Ballon d'Or?
No,
he hasn't. I mean, that is crazy because he
should have got it last season, man. But PSG obviously went and did a madness.
Okay, question 4. How many goals did Salah get in the Premier League in the 2017-28 season, his debut season? What have you put?
This one I wasn't really sure. So I went with 30.
You were 2 out. It was 32.
Wow.
32 goals in 38 Premier League games, which is kind of crazy.
Nuts.
Okay, well, moving on. Question 5. In 2018, he won the Puskas Award for the season's most beautiful goal. Which team was this against?
The Merseyside Blues.
Nicely done. Well done, Everton. Yep. So, question 6. How many Premier League Golden Boots does Salah have to his name so far? Because it could change. You never know.
Yeah, he's going to go this season. He's going to just do a madness. 3, I believe.
Oh, it's 4.
Is it actually?
It's 4, which is kind of crazy.
Way.
So, yeah, it's 4. So, question 7. How many goals has Salah scored for Liverpool as of April 2026 across all competitions? I'll obviously, if you're close, you can get
what's my like room we have to work with?
Should we say like around 30 goals?
Nah,
give or take, 10?
Give me 10 either way.
Okay, 10 either way.
I've gone 259.
Oh, that is impressive. You are 4 goals out, so you get full marks. 255 goals in 435 appearances, which I guess is over a goal every other game, isn't it? Which is, wait, is that?
No,
no, it's not.
That's not the correct maths.
Okay, well, it's
still a very impressive.
Whatever the variable is, it's an impressive variable, isn't it? Okay, and clearly this would have been harder for me then, and not for Naz. But the final question: how many trophies has Mo Salah won, and can you name when they were won and what the trophies were?
Okay, well, let's go with since he joined. So he joined in the summer of 2017.
Yep.
First season, gets to the Champions League final, doesn't win anything. 2018-19, wins the Champions League.
Yeah, well done. Point for that.
2019-20 wins the Premier League. Also, after the Champions League, won the Super Cup as well.
Oh, well done. Yeah, in 2019. Well done. Yep.
Then. Do we count? Are we counting like community?
Yes,
shield?
Everything is counted. Apart from like the Audi Cup, which obviously Spurs would count, but I
think we lost that community shield anyway in 2019.
Okay.
Then 2020, Premier League we won. Then maybe won the community shield. After that, then had a bit of an off season.
Yeah.
Then 21-22, we won the FA Cup and League Cup, and we came so close to winning the quad. That's the closest any team has come to winning.
You were really good that season as well.
We were 2 games away from winning 4 trophies. That was the best team in England, like hands down. After that, 22. So we won FA Cup and League Cup, and then did we win that Community Shield after? I don't feel like we did. Or did we? No, I don't think we did.
You did, yeah. You won it in 2022.
Okay, cool. So Community Shield.
I'm sorry, I'm counting that because that was part of the official.
Nah, that's okay. After that,
trophies.
Then 22, 23, 20, nothing, I don't think. Then 23, 24, League Cup in Klopp's final season.
No, so to clarify, Mo Salah didn't play in that League Cup final.
So he doesn't count as winning it?
So according to this, it doesn't count.
Really?
But I was trying.
Nah, he would have played right.
Okay, all right.
I'm giving him that League Cup.
Okay, fair enough. Well, then he's won more titles than the answers suggest. I don't know if the answers they've gone on like whether they've played in the final, so you get a medal. But I see your point.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll retract that.
Well, Premier League after that, and then that's it. I went with 10.
So he's won. Well, we'll call it 9 then if you're counting the.
Okay.
It's 9 titles.
Okay, cool.
But I could have got. It could be wrong because.
Who knows?
Google AI or whatever might have
He's
got
still
this
got
wrong.
a lot of trophies, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
really,
exactly.
It is kind of sad. Like, he should be leaving with more. Like, Liverpool, we have been so close to winning Like
Yeah.
there's something like if 2 games in our last like 6 years were different, we'd have won
Oh yeah.
an extra Champions League and an extra Premier League at least. So
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, mate. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. But yeah, I see your
Really-
point. It's kind
really-
of crazy, isn't it? The way football works sometimes.
let's thank you very much for that quiz. Let's move on to On This Day. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
We'll wrap up.
So I've got just a quick On This Day for you, Naz. Quite a fun one in some ways. So on this day, on the 10th of April 1999, Fulham owner at the time, Mohammed Al Fayed, welcomed a special guest for the Division 2 match against Wigan. No other than singer Michael Jackson,
Oh yes.
because they were good friends at the time. This was his only visit to Craven Cottage, but 12 years later, Fulham marked that visit with a statue of their greatest supporter, they've named him as. And I don't know if you can visually see it, is that you can see it there now, as how horrible the trophy was and is. I think it's now in the Football Museum up in Manchester.
Shocking, man. That is
So
a
if you're going out to
shocking
Liverpool,
sight.
maybe you can make a special visit to
Stop
go and
by
see
to
it.
go and see it.
But yeah, my question was, have you ever seen any horrific trophies outside football stadiums or maybe on Twitter or something? For example, there's the Ronaldo one,
yeah,
right?
that's the way I was thinking about. The Ronaldo one's pretty shocking. All I know are the ones that they use now to do pranks on footballers. So they did
right.
one on Dominic Szoboszlai where they made him look horrendous as well, and his face literally goes from like being really excited to like.
Is that the
shit
Beckham
amazing.
one as well?
There's a
that
Beckham one
James
exactly
Corden
like
did?
that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it does happen from time to time. It's quite funny. I
Yeah.
think it's a very good prank to just test a footballer's ego.
Oh, 100%.
I'm going to fire back at you with the question. Which of the modern generation of footballers
Ooh.
do you think most deserves the statue?
Well, I mean, we've spoken about Salah. I think Liverpool would be wrong not for Salah not to have some. It sounds like he's died, but I'm just saying, like,
No, I know
when
what
he
you mean.
retires or
For what he's
or
done,
whatever,
to memory.
I think he deserves a statue next to Bill Shankly
He's
or
kind of had that similar impact on Liverpool.
Ian
that
Rush kind of vibes.
Well,
you know?
yeah, that Henri did to Arsenal. Henri's got one outside the Emirates, same thing as well in that sense.
I also just think it'd be really cool. We've spoken as well about the cultural side of it, like to have a player from a Muslim background to have a statue, or maybe they often get a stand named after them.
On that, actually,
It'd
then
be quite a special thing, wouldn't it? Very historic thing.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that because I do think Islam says something about
okay.
not
I
idolizing
apologise.
people that much.
Oh, right.
So no. I think it's a good thing you mentioned that because for that reason, I think Salah would
Okay.
potentially object to having a statue of him.
Yeah.
Because I don't know
I
how
didn't
it would
think
go
about that.
down with like. No, neither did I. I think I don't know how it would go down with like Egyptian people.
Is there a way of doing it, and it's done sort of in
if
a
there-
humble way?
Well,
I
if
don't
there
know,
was like
there's
like if they did like a statue,
small statue.
a statue of like his shirt, for
Yeah,
example.
okay,
with,
all right.
with Salah on the back, something like that. Like I feel like that would be alright. I think it's just a case of like
I don't-
caricaturing him.
I don't think a stand would be over the top. Personally, I feel like in a way a statue is more kind of over the top, maybe. But I could be wrong.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, we don't really have names for our stands other than the Kenny Dalglish and the Cop. So like, then you've got Anfield Road and you've
Yeah.
got the main stand. So like,
I'd say Salah would be up there when
so
he does
he could
retire.
be. He could be. Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of Chelsea, I'd probably say you'd have to say Hazard, Lampard as well. There's a lot from that kind of 2012 era, Terry as well. But I
Yeah.
feel like his off the field stuff
Diego
has kind
Costa
of
statue.
asterisked himself a little bit maybe to some of the fans, or certainly to me. But yeah, Dave. Yeah, just a statue of the word Dave. Yeah, there's players like that. But yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I feel like if England were to win the World Cup,
A Harry Kane statue.
then there would obviously be a hurricane statue
Yeah.
outside Buckingham Palace or something. Like, just put it straight outside.
At St George's Park.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe
Or
outside
Wembley. Yeah,
that'd
yeah.
be very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to who could get statues this year. You
Absolutely.
never know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's kind of it for on this
Thank
day.
you very much for that. And that brings us to a close. Very good fun as always. No shout outs to anyone but ourselves today. Thank you, for
Thank you to us.
yeah, thank you to the listeners as well. I hope you enjoyed
20th episode. Obviously, we
20th
didn't get
episode.
that on record for the visuals. So yeah, just to say again,
That is true.
we've done really well now.
20
to get to 20
episodes.
episodes so far.
Little break next week, and then I'm sure we'll be back at it very soon after that.
Yeah,
So
World Cup previews and stuff we're gonna do. So
yeah, very excited, and we'll see you soon. Take care, and see you next time.
bye.
Bye.